Gavin and I are just ruminating over his previous match. But anyway, hey guys, welcome to finals. It's been a long road here. Obviously, you saw Alberto's team earlier, but just as a reminder that Rotomosh, Arcanine, Togekiss, Hydreigon, Reuniclus, and Indeedee. And if you missed it, Hengyue's team on your right side is going to be that Dragapult, Snorlax, Colossal, and get ready for this, Indeedee, Rabombi, and Hawlucha. I'm actually joined by Gavin Michaels now.
Good to be here. Yeah, so it's interesting to see how these two teams match up. Because with the Rabombi and the Snorlax, I would describe that as a bag of tricks style team. Because you might have prepped in team preview for like Hawlucha and Psychic Terrain, or Snorlax stuff, or Surf Colossal. But did you prepare for all of them at the same time? Probably not.
Absolutely not.
Meanwhile, Alberto is going with the semi-room approach, which is he has the first 4 Pokemon on his team, where he has that really offensive option. He can play in and out of Trick Room. But the Reuniclus and Indeedee, if he wants to, he can just turn it on and go with Trick Room. And I think that the Reuniclus might end up being a really important Pokemon for him in order to beat the Snorlax's speed control.
Yeah, I mean, we had seen earlier for, so you were obviously playing your top cut matches, but Hengyue was able to just, he didn't even bring in Colossal and Dragapult. It was just straight up Snorlax and then Indeedee, Rabombi, and Hawlucha in that order next to Snorlax. And it was an almost unstoppable force here. He got the G-Max replenish, he got the berry he needed both times at that, like, there. So I'm seeing Alberto's team, like you said, that Reuniclus will probably be the most important factor here, and him bringing that might just be the make or break for stopping that Snorlax.
Yeah, it really is just a matter of, in order to beat the Snorlax, you have to beat everything around the Snorlax first, and it's just a matter of not losing before that happens.
I mean, what are you going to do once he gets Belly Drum set up, though? I think that's the problem, right? I mean, once Belly Drum is set up, and then you have Indeedee go down, Rabombi comes in and speed swaps.
Yeah, I think that what Alberto is trying to do here, I think, is make it so okay, you can Belly Drum, but you have to whiff attack into my Indeedee, and just give himself enough turns that he can just ignore the Snorlax and just beat it eventually. I think that's got to be his game plan going into this.
The question is if he's going to expect. So what I didn't expect actually from Hengyue's top match was Rabombi using Ally Switch. I learned today that it gets Ally Switch. So
Alberto's a good player. I don't know if he's good enough to read every Ally Switch, though. We'll just have to wait and see.
Oh, there was that one good one from I think was it Nats with a Tapu Koko. Oh, I just remember he had read into an Ally Switch, and if he can do that, I'm expecting great things for him. But Hydreigon going for that Dynamax on this first turn, so a very familiar Pokemon because we just saw it just previously with Gavin on stream. But
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Max he's trying to get here, because he could be trying to boost his own stats with the Steel Spike or go for Max Darkness to lower that Snorlax special defense, make so that it actually does take damage.
Ooh, that Indeedee down in 1 count here as that super effective attack will knock it out. No Focus Sash because it is actually on that Rabombi from that we again had seen in Hengyue's earlier match. Indeedee going for the Psychic now into that Snorlax, boosted by Terrain actually, so does a little bit more damage now.
Yeah. Look, that wasn't bad damage by any stretch of the imagination. And also, it's just something that you have to keep in mind is that Hengyue can't really go into the Rabombi and start doing speed swap stuff because that Indeedee is sitting there, and that'll redirect any speed swap coming in.
Oh, you're right. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, so he's got... Oh, I hope he's realized that, because if he doesn't, there's that Rabombi. He might be in for a rude awakening then.
But the tough thing is that Alberto's got to deal with Ally Switch, too.
Oh, that's always the rough part, I think, is if you don't know that something has Ally Switch once it reveals it, that's the whole oh no, you feel like you waste that one turn, right? And now Alberto's on his second out of 3 turns for the Dynamax, and he did get the Max Darkness to knock out the Indeedee, so Snorlax is at -1 defense right now, which will be nice if you can get attacks into it, but like you said, if he doesn't expect the Ally Switch,
yeah. Dealing with Hengyue's team is really difficult because it's less playing Pokemon and more so playing against an obstacle course. You know that things are going to come at you, swing, try to knock you off course, but it's just a matter of figuring out what exactly it is. And it can be hard sometimes.
It could just be what the game 1 is all about, right? Kind of baiting and see what does this Pokemon do. And that is actually going to be that G-Max Snorlax coming out from that Dream Ball with that tree on its tummy, waiting to use that G-Max replenish to get back some of its health that it had lost earlier.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, something that we didn't talk about is G-Max's replenish only has a 50% chance of activating, and that might be crucial to whether Hengyue wins or not. Can he get the berry activation or not?
And there we are, that Indeedee going for that follow me here, as Pollen Puff is actually going to be the move of choice. So if that going into the Indeedee will do damage, holding on thanks to that Focus Sash, even past that crit, you gotta love to see that if you're Alberto being like, your crit doesn't matter because I have a Sash.
Yeah.
And Paul and Pep actually either way would have either healed Snorlax or it would have hurt Indeedee.
Yeah, and also Hyungwae's special defense gets lowered for another time, and this is going to be really important here to just see, does he get the berry back?
That's always the rough thing to. That's the thing you're crossing. Yeah, that's a berry, I think, right? Because I think once you see those berries pop up, that's when you like find, no, it's not my bad.
Yeah, no, Snorlax really wanted his berry back, berry back, berry back, berry back, but he is going to have another chance with it. Oh, he's not, because Alberto has the second redirection. Can't speed swap if he's
I just saw Hengyue like
me.
lean back and be like, oh no, like in one of those oh no positions.
Yeah.
Also, I appreciate that reference. I don't know if Miguel made a face at it.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying it early into this, like, oh, Alberto wants to use the Reunicles to control the speed, but really, it's just a matter of like, Hengyue can't get speed. The Rabombi is just like...
Oh, there's that ally switch now, so we're going to see if Alberto can kind of saw into that, because if that Hydreigon goes into that Rabombi, at least Hengyue still has a
follow
chance.
me.
Ooh.
Alberto read that he wasn't going to go for the speed swap and went for the Dazzling Gleam instead.
Alberto's out here making big brain plays. Yeah,
oh my God.
That is game. Yeah, Hengyue knows that is game. That is the pose of a man who is like, oh, that didn't go the way I expected it to at all.
Alberto was willing to risk it for the biscuit. He decided that Hengyue just was going to put all of his marbles on, is the ally switch going to work? And he was right. He totally called it. And the thing is you can argue that play was safe because, God.
Either way, you're going to do some damage on both Pokemon,
yeah.
right? And like you need it at that point on the Snorlax to knock it out.
Because that Snorlax has so many minus special defense boosts that you can still win worst case scenario. So it's one of those beautiful reads where it's like, if you get it right, you just win the game, and if you're wrong, you still get to play a couple more turns.
Yeah, you have enough like backups, especially because Alberto has one more Pokemon in the back. So if he lost both Pokemon to Gmax Replenish, which wouldn't have happened, he has one more Pokemon in the back, has a chance to be like, okay, as long as I can get one attack down, and he didn't, because he didn't get that speed swap, Snorlax would have been last anyway. So he had a myriad of chances available to him in here. Exactly.
And now the ball is really in Hyungwae's court, and just in terms of like, he has to be the person to change it up. I think that Alberto looks at his game plan and thinks that it was rock solid, because it kind of was. Let's be real.
The Pokemon that you lost the Indeedee because it did what it had to do, and Hydreigon you just lost right now. So Alberto made the right choices and was able to like use Hydreigon to the best of its ability.
Yeah.
Like you said.
No, honestly, like in retrospect, Alberto won that match in team preview. Like as soon as the 4 Mons were locked in, like maybe if Hengyue was able to pull off some ally switch stuff in like the very beginning, maybe. But even then, I think that Alberto was super favored in that interaction. So Hyungwae's got to change it up.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see, instead of just like the Snorlax and its like supporting friends, if we're gonna see at least 2 other, like we're gonna see, I think Hawlucha might be kind of like the dead weight in this scenario, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw probably the Dragapult over the Colossal, because Colossal's, I think, abilities in this case don't really lend itself to being a good Pokemon in this matchup. I mean, you've got Flash Fire, Flame Body, and Steam Engine, and unless you can activate Steam Engine.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Hyungwae's team, it's one of those like kind of herky-jerky teams that I feel like I'd be surprised if something didn't have Surf. Like, I don't know if Hawlucha gets Surf, but I feel like seeing it next to the Colossal, I might think it does.
It gets some sort of water type move. We just don't know what it is. Does Rabombi get Water Gun?
That'd be really fun.
Or Water Pulse. Something has to have Water Pulse.
Yeah.
Everything gets Water Pulse. Yeah. Almost everything.
Yeah. I think that if you're Hengyue, though, something that is kind of interesting is I feel like you can be real confident that Alberto is going to lead the exact same thing again. And the question right now is, how do you break the Hydreigon when it's protected by all of that redirection? And that's going to be like what he's going to have to deal with.
Especially because when you think about it, I don't think Henry's been expecting other people to utilize Psychic Terrain as much as he has, because that Hawlucha's item is made for that. And to be honest, Alberto and Henry are the only people I've seen with Indeedee so far today, like at least on stream.
No, I mean, Indeedee is actually a really interesting choice because, I mean, especially after Aaron Traylor won Dallas, we saw Fake Tears kind of steamroll through Dallas, and Indeedee turns that off. How do you Fake Tears if Psychic Terrain is up? So I think that like Indeedee is starting.
You turn them into real tears.
Yeah. No, I think that Indeedee is starting to sort of find its place in the meta as like, especially as Togekiss has turned more into an offensive Mons, with the people realizing, oh hey, Scope lens, kind of nice.
Oh man, yeah. It's always been interesting to see, especially because Ndidi at the beginning of the season was paired with Hatterene a lot, and now it's kind of changed. But we are going to see the same lead from both of them again. So Ndidi, Snorlax from Hengyue, and Ndidi and Hydreigon from Alberto. So I don't know what changes we're going to see. I don't know if Hengyue maybe learned and changed something else from the back. But as of right now, I think if things go the same way they did turn 1, Alberto might have this in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, Hengyue, we got to assume that Hengyue didn't decide, oh, I did that fine. I did that fine. Because, he knows he has to change something up. So the trick is, and what Alberto's trying to figure out, as well as us, is, okay.
What was it that he changed?
Is he going to protect the Ndidi turn 1? Does he have different mons in the back? Is he going to just straight up be going for the replenishes? Is he going to click the run button turn 1? We don't know.
I don't want to do this anymore. I'm gonna forfeit right now. But Hydreigon gonna be Dynamaxed on this turn. So slowly we are going to mirror that first game one more time, and that Max Darkness is gonna be really important to see for that special defense drop. And follow me again now from Ndidi, which we did also see. So if that Snorlax is going for the belly drum, again, this is gonna be the same thing. I mean,
yeah.
Ndidi on Alberto's side did not go for a follow me. So
yeah, no, I'm having deja vu all over again.
You've just been in this place before?
Yeah, the only thing that I can think of from Hengyue's end is okay, I just need to get a couple of ally switch reads right.
Oh, that psychic didn't do as much damage as it did last time.
I think it did the same amount. Yeah,
no.
Roughly. It's in the same ballpark.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now the question on everyone's mind is...
It's Ribombee. I think it actually has to be a Ribombee because you want to...
nothing else makes sense.
Right.
But also the Ribombee itself doesn't necessarily make sense. Alright. No, Hengyue's out here just trying to teach us about the bears and the bees.
Miguel's giving Gavin this weird look. We're all trying to figure out that one. But... I honestly, I think at this point, if you're going to go into the Snorlax plan, there's, you kind of have to just go all in, right? Because it's, go big or go home.
Yeah.
In its Snorlax cases, it's both at this point.
Right.
So, you've got Ribombee now again on the field, and I think now is the time to guess, does Alberto go for the follow me, or does he go for the helping hand? And then do you read into that and go for the speed swap?
I think that if you're Alberto, you have to follow me here because you do have that focus sash. So, I mean, that's sort of the thing, right? Hengyue is forced to use 2 attacks if they want to break it. So if you're Alberto, you can go for the Max Darkness into the Snorlax, and you don't even care if he goes for the ally switch because, hey, guess what? Your Ndidi still surviving because it has that focus sash.
And then it can just go ahead and go for the attack as well. So I think, Alberto definitely has the high ground in this scenario, despite
I feel like G-Max Snorlax always has the high ground.
Not in this case because now that the ally switch is happening, we are going to see that speed swap, and it is like you said, going for the follow me because there is no reason not to, because just in case the speed swap does happen, at least it gets redirected there. So Max Darkness, if he calls that ally switch, oh my god, nice. That is most likely going to be game in a turn or two because that's a -2 now to special defense.
I mean, Hengwei's got to get the replenish here. If he doesn't get the replenish here, I feel like you can just say it's not a game. I mean, big shout-outs to Alberto, though, for reading that. He knew...
Oh, that is a replenish this time.
Yeah, he knew that based off of the way that Hengyue was playing, that... okay, I mean, you are going to get a little bit more health on Snorlax, but the thing is even though Figgy Berry is a 1/3 of HP, it's 1/3 of the base HP, not 1/3 of the max HP. So all of that effort, and the Snorlax is still dying next turn.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, so you still have to go for the follow me though, right? Because speed swap is still a possibility here.
You have to go for the follow me, but it's you can go for the follow me and the max darkness onto the Snorlax. It's okay, no, fair enough. I think that's probably the best thing that Hengyue can do is just try to get the Hydreigon to just stop it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And Moonblast actually from that Ribombee going into that. Indeed, that is an attacking move. I was not expecting to see that from Ribombee at any point in this match. So it does pick up the knockout very easily on Indeed because of that 1 HP. And Ribombee is going to be... It's going to have its sash broken. So, I mean, Alberto, I think, still is definitely pieces ahead right now of Hengyue because even if you have... the Hydreigon ending its Dynamax turns this upcoming turn, you still have the Togekiss coming in now. You have the Dazzling Gleam. Your Snorlax is at -2.
Yeah.
In terms of special defense, like, yeah, you got the HP boost, but
I mean, something we have to talk about here is the fact that Alberto has not whiffed an attack yet.
No,
he has called literally all of Hengyue's moves right, and it's like, how are you supposed to play a matchup that's objectively kind of bad when your opponent can see into the future and knows exactly what you're doing before even you do?
It's the real life future sight.
It
Poor
really
Hengyue.
is. And it's like, it's so hard because Alberto is making it so hard. Like, Hengyue absolutely had outs in this if he was playing against an opponent that wasn't calling him. Oh!
There's a speed swap finally, though. So, I mean, whatever Pokemon you attack here, you've got, if that Togekiss, if it's not that Togekiss, then you are in trouble because you've got Dazzling Gleam.
Hengyue's got to get the berry here, but if he can get the berry here,
I
he
don't
might
think
be
that
able
was
to
a
hang
berry.
on.
No, that was not a berry. Yeah, so that's a Dazzling Gleam. It's going to knock out both Pokemon like that. I was actually surprised he didn't go after the Togekiss. Because Togekiss, like, at least Togekiss has a spread move, so you know you can't protect yourself from that, right? But
yeah, I mean, I think that if you're Hengyue, like,
because you could Moonblast with a Rumobi next turn if Hydreigon knocks out, like,
potentially, but you're also really slow,
Oh.
and it's just one of those things where it's like,
oh, there is the change.
the Togekiss, if it doesn't get the crit, is doing less damage, and he might have been just trying to, like, bank off of that. But I mean, regardless,
Single
no berry
target, yeah.
equals no real chance of winning this. And Alberto with a dominant performance in finals.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to Hengyue. He did try to change it a little bit in the end, so we're seeing a Dragon Pulse instead of Hawlucha, but not much that you can do. I mean, Alberto just was like, hey, these are my points. I'm going to take it, and I'm just going to play these matches, but these are my points. That's it.
I just don't think that Hengyue adapted enough. Like, I don't think that, like, I mean, yeah, Alberto played awesome, but it's like, I feel like the only way that you were going to win this game if you're Hengyue is if the absolute best case scenario happened. So,
which was the G-Max Replenish getting the berry every single time.
Yeah.
But I also think that after that game one, Hengyue should have been able to identify, like, hey, Indeedee and Togekiss are actually really frustrating Pokemon for me to deal with, and I can't bring Snorlax in here comfortably, so why don't I bring something else like the Dragapult in the beginning?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could just be that there is no other real option, but even still, you got to figure, like, there's something. But, I mean, congratulations to Alberto.
Yeah, I mean, because I was thinking, like, if you bring in Dragapult, but then Hydreigon is, like, the main force here. So, yeah, like you said, congrats to Alberto.
Alberto with the absolutely dominant performance, going 5-1 in Swiss, 5-0 to 5-1, and then just rolling his way through Top Cut. Super impressive.
He looks so excited. Look at him. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Hey, that's just another day in the office for Alberto.
Oh, and now he is offering advice to Hengyue about now they're talking about their matches in true Pokemon BCC fashion. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us tonight. You can't see it, but I'm super excited because I'm very tired. That was 9 rounds of 6, 7, 8, 9 rounds-ish of Pokemon.
Yeah,
that
you
I've
can
been
do
doing.
math.
Not this late when I've been up since 3 a.m. on 3 hours of sleep. Woo! What's up? Anyway, I will see you guys actually in New Jersey for the Liberty Garden doubleheader PC midseason in 2 weeks. Please register. And if not, if you're from SoCal, we will see you next month for our we're gonna go look up those dates right now. But guys, please register. I want to see all the East Coast people. I've heard you guys can show up. I want to be proven that, because if I go out there and there's not like 100 people at this midseason, I don't believe you guys. So March 14th is going to be our next event. It is going to be here. It's going to be another PC. That is going to be after Australia Internet. So Oceania Internet is going to be over by then. And we're going to have at least one more. I think we're going to have Collinsville Regionals. So go register. Go sign up. Also, guys, wash your hands. And please use hand sanitizer. And cover your mouth when you cough. This has been a public service announcement. Good night.
Here comes a brand new world. I step into a place you've never been. last one.